Good Friday afternoon. I'm hoping the lighting is okay. Sorry, my hair is hilarious. After a long day of work and I did dishes and the steam just comes up. Oh my Lord, my hair is hideous. But anyways, I'm going to be doing two videos. This video is called Pure Love because we have to know how pure love acts, what it's like, and what God considers to be acceptable. Before I can do my second video, which is going to be the rapture, and it's going to be very interesting because I just have received revelation on it, and I hope you guys are encouraged by it. Okay, so the very first one, we're going to look at James. James just has all the goods, I think, on what love is supposed to look like. James 1:27 says, I've got this big old Bible here. Well, actually 26, we'll start with that. If any man among you seems to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. And the next verse says, pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction and to keep himself unspotted from the world. So I've said it in a video before about the asthma medicine and how that this lady was very condescending to me, and I ended up sending the check back to them and giving this verse saying that if you want to have acceptable gifts before God, you need to bridle your tongue. Basically, that's it right there. Okay, and then we're going to go to James 2, 2 through 4, and it says, for if there come unto your assembly a man with a gold ring, in godly apparel, and there come in also a poor man in vile raiment, and you have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing. I told you this Bible was old. And say unto him, sit thou here at this good place, and say to the poor, stand over there, or sit under my footstool. Are ye not then partial in yourselves, and are become judges with evil thoughts? And then we've got James 2:15 through 16 on down that says, if a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace and be warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not the things which are needed in the body, what does it profit? So basically, all of these verses are saying, if you see someone in need and you ignore them, or you speak condescendingly to them, or you pay attention to rich people and you don't pay attention to the poor, it is not the love of God that is on the inside of you. You're struggling with even being human. Compassion is the mark of humanity, and it moves us to fulfill the needs of those around us. And to be honest, if you ever have extra money, it's not for you to go out and buy yourself crap. If God allows you to have extra money, it's because he's got love opportunities that he wants to send you, and you better be prepared to do it. I mean, there have been times where I had like maybe $10 left in my name, and I was thinking, oh, I could get this or that. And on that day, 3 or 4 love opportunities came in and just took all the money away, because I am not passing up love opportunities. I know what they look like, and I'm just not doing it. And I'm like, that is the way every last one of us should be living. And think about it. If as many people who claim to be Christians, if they were looking for love opportunities and they were taking the gifts that God had given them and actually gave them to the people that they belong to, we wouldn't have the poor amongst us. Every last one of us would be going through the cycle of we ourselves being poor and in need, and then somebody's taking care of us, and then I guess today they would call it pay it forward. But anyways, if you're constantly looking for Daddy God and for him to bring you opportunities every single day, he's not going to fail to bring you those opportunities. But if you're the kind of person who would rather sit on a seat in a church or something and go, I am the one that made myself, and I made myself successful, and I have everything I want, and I have wonderful vacations, and I have all this kind of stuff. And you give your 10% of tithes to Jesus, and you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, and you're feeling good that you're a good Christian. Honey, you are dead in your heart. That has nothing to do with love. That's just ticking off the boxes. Here's my list of rules, and I just ticked them all off. And so I've decided to be judge, jury, and executioner myself. I have decided that, I'm living up to my expectations and all that religion and politics demands of me. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. So I must be good with God. He don't even know you because you don't need him. I told you, God is a need God. You have to have a need for him. And if you've decided that your life just needs to be about ticking off boxes and being successful according to whose ever standard, then you don't need God. God is all about relationship. And there was one other verse I wanted to talk about. Let's see. It was in 1 John 3:17. I love John. John is just awesome. Okay, 1 John, I think that's it, 3:17 says, I have to get it up here so I can see it. But whoso hath this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him? He says it right there. There is 1 John 4:7-8. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. It was a song that we sang in 4th grade. It was wonderful. But and then I just want to remind you of 1 Corinthians 13. We'll go to 1 Corinthians 13. This Bible is so old, and the pages are just dusty and everything else. Let's see here. That's Ephesians. There we go. 1 Corinthians 13. Okay. 1 Corinthians 13. This is the law of love. And it says, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. This is love, okay? It's an old Bible, so it says charity, but it's love. So it's kind. It envieth not. It's not vain. It doesn't puff up itself. It does not behave. Boy, this is weird. Does not behave itself unseemingly. Seeketh not her own. It's not easily provoked. It thinks no evil. It rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never fails. So, when it comes to love and love opportunities, I was talking with a girl today, and there are people within organizations who, somewhere along the way, they get sidetracked. Their own desires come in and begin to lead them here and there and wherever else. And the sidetrack is so subtle, you don't really even think you're off just a little bit. But their there are things that absolutely just get me riled. And one of them is when you are in a position to serve the poor and you use that position to dismantle the family unit, or because you don't think the family unit is worth saving. You've made a judgment on the family unit and you believe that they should be dismantled and these children should have better parents. When I was at DHS, there was a law that said you could not see, handle, be involved in any situation, any case that involved people that you knew previously or thereafter. And that is for the safety of the people that are involved and for the worker. It's a conflict of interest. And there has always been a law against conflict of interest. The person who was supposed to handle my divorce, when I told my lawyer, I said, I have to be very careful how I say this. Just tell her that she and I handled a high-profile case when I was at DHS in the 90s. Within 2 days, she recused herself because of a conflict of interest. So I'm saying that when it comes to loving, I'm talking to everybody who will listen. If God allows you to be in a position of authority over anybody at all, I told you there is only one reason for authority, and it's for fighting demons. Love comes with its own authority, and it is wisdom. So if He put you in a position to love people, that means you are responsible to God to hear from Him, to pray His prayers for those people, to speak the truth in love toward those people, to support them, to do anything and everything that they need during that time period where they need healing, deliverance, healing, and restoration. And if you don't think that Daddy God is going to hold you accountable for what He has made you responsible for, you have another thing coming. You have a responsibility to Daddy God to do everything within your power to love the ones He gave you. And if you are not doing that because it doesn't benefit you, you've got one of those three connections that I talked about in a previous video: a killing, a stealing, or kill, steal, and destroy. A killing, stealing, and destructive connection. And you have to yield those kind of connections back to Daddy God. There can be no benefit for you in loving others. None. All love comes from the Father, and it is yielded back up to Him so that His glory is full. When love is full, glory ensues. That's not the right word, but anyways, it happens, okay? So when He's pouring love in us and we're loving, we're getting to love other people, none of it comes back to you. You do not get to go, well, I just gave someone $35. I just felt so good about that. Well, I hope you enjoy it if that's all you're getting, because it didn't go to Daddy God. And you just made somebody else feel bad. Okay? So cut that crap out. It doesn't count. What counts is when you shush, you do what Daddy God asked you to do, and you go to every length possible to make sure nobody else sees you do it but Daddy God. That counts. And it brings glory to God, and it shows. And if somebody should see you in the process of doing this and seeing that you are humbled before your God, then and only then can they also be touched by watching how you love others. It's beautiful. So just remember that in these last days, this is what Daddy God wants every last one of us to be doing. He wants us to be living the full gospel. And there's only one way to do that. That is by asking Jesus to come in and redeem, deliver, heal, and restore you. And once that happens, you will get to start. And it is a process. Because I'm here to tell you that in the process of me getting to love others, Jesus is always loving on me. So he is always delivering and healing and restoring me. It's not a finished work. It's a process. It is always a process because we're here. Okay? So don't go, well, I have to get this, and this done. No. It is a process. We are always being processed, and we are always processing with Jesus. Okay? So in the process of Jesus loving on you, love others. So if you needed a pair of shoes and Jesus brought you a pair of shoes, then I would pray that in your heart you would say, Jesus, I want to give somebody a pair of shoes. Do you know, somebody gave me a car, and I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. And when they gave me a car, in my heart, I said, Jesus, I want to give a car. That'd be so freaking cool. I would love to give a car. He let me give a car. It was awesome. I loved it. And then there was a time when I was watching someone love on somebody else, and this girl was just totally like freaking out. And this person said, what do you need? And she said, well, it's not like you're going to buy me a cigarette. She goes, go get in the car. She went and bought her some cigarettes. And I said in my heart, Jesus, I want to buy somebody anything they need to help them. I want to help them. Jesus allowed me to give them what they need. And I love love, because true and undefiled religion is giving everything that is necessary, because God gives us what we need when we need it. He's not going to bring us a love opportunity and us not have something. No, you don't even have to worry about that. That ain't going to happen. No, whatever that person needs, you've got it. You may have to go through a little bit of inconvenience, because when I gave the car away, me and my sons all suffered just a little bit, but Lucas had a car. And it was really kind of funny. He was kind of miffed a little bit because he had to take me and his brother here and there and everywhere. Then his car broke down. And I was like, that's okay, I have a car. He was like, I have to drive your car? Yep. You just drive me? And I was like, I'll just wait at work, however long it takes for you to get done with school, and you come back. And sometimes I ended up waiting an hour and a half. You do what you got to do, but love gets you through. And on that note, I will end this video, and in just a little bit, I'm going to do another one on the rapture. I love you guys. Bye-bye.